It was in a battle. And the one greater than the power I had captured me and delivered me to Jesus. No, they didn't preach to me. No, it was not a sermon. It was in war. I was fighting. She was fighting. She won the battle. And now I am preaching. Because I'm a prisoner of war. But the young girl who led me to Christ, she was 19 years. 19 years. Not a pastor. By the time I became a Christian, I'll share with you my story tomorrow. I was a guardian master of Satanism, 5 only in Africa. I was commanding millions of people. I was in charge of the entire, almost half the continent. As a young man, I was just 24. The witches called me a witch. The wicked called me wicked. They could say, we are wicked, but that boy is wicked. Because I didn't have any emotion. My joy was to kill. It was like a hobby, killing. From the age of 7. By the age of 7, I had broken all the 10 commandments. So, even the witches feared me. Because I could capture witches also. But at that level, I had broken churches. I had destroyed men of God. I had scattered. And I knew my power. And God one day, after the church is telling you, I will not tell you that story today, because you may not sleep. And I still need you tomorrow. So let me give you a trailer of that story. So that you can be here tomorrow. So when God spoke to her and told her, now go. Tomorrow go and preach to him. She said to God, to Jesus, Lord, send a bishop. Send an apostle. Send a pastor. I'm just a little girl. And the Lord told her, the least in my kingdom is greater than the greatest in the kingdom of darkness. So that day she came to preach to me. She didn't preach. She looked at me and flashes of light were coming from her eyes. And every time she could look at me, I could be hit. Then I knew, oh my God, I'd never seen this one. So I summoned 600 witches and demons to join me. And so we are 600 against 1. And when I opened my eyes to attack again, I could not see her. It was just a pillar of light connecting into heaven. And there was a man standing in that pillar who happened to be Jesus. He looked at me and the demons took off in 600 directions. 600 directions. I saw them running, screaming, including Lucifer, running. Within a minute, I was demonless for the first time. She didn't say a word. The Lord told her, be still and know that I am God. And I remember that. I can't forget that because she looked at me and she kept smiling. She didn't know the danger she was in. 600 witches gathering around you and you're smiling. I don't know why. But that's not the issue. Let me tell you something. When she captured me and took me in, I slept for 48 hours. All my life I never slept an hour a night. From childhood. She took me in, I slept for 48 hours. And when I woke up, she began training me. In a prayer, I want to train you tonight. Now, during that prayer, within 7 months, I was the first of our converts. Within 7 months, we were 30 former witches in her fellowship. 30. Not the small ones. The big ones. Others from Tanzania, others from Congo. She had captured 30 within 6 months. And the third of us, she trained us. Within 3 years, she had finished the work. And 23 of us, we are men of God now. 23 of us. And she did that in only 3 years. After 3 years, the Lord told her, you finished your work. When she was graduating from university at 22, she went to be with the Lord. And she asked the Lord, said, Lord, take me, I finished my work. And she had captured 30 of us. 23, we are men of God all over the world preaching the gospel. For her, she finished her work in 3 years. For us, we are preaching for 20 years for her. I'm not the one preaching, she's the one preaching.